Hello guys, welcome to the third part of my National Championship review. This will also be the last part of this video series. And in this part I will be talking about the community, organization, the location, the judges and some other things from the German National Championship 2015. I will start with the community, and the community is a very awesome, friendly community. I think should be true in most Krosmaster communities all around the world, in my opinion. I think the people are very nice. They don't focus only on winning. If they lose a game, it's not a big deal for them, and they are very nice and talking after the match. Maybe if they did something wrong or you did something wrong, they will mention it maybe. So this is very nice in my opinion. And because of this behavior, it is at the moment not really necessary to have like something like penalty guidelines in Crossmaster. This is something which is used in Magic the Gathering for decades now. This is something which tells you if you, for example, someone makes a mistake, he rules mistake, and his opponent doesn't notice it, and both don't notice it, and if an outstanding person, for example, notice that they do mistakes with the rules, they both get a warning, and if this happens often, you get a game loss or something. You get punished for things like that. You have to try and make the rules play it or everything correctly. So this is quite interesting, in my opinion, that this is not really necessary at the moment in Crossmaster. I'm pretty sure at some point this will be necessary, but at the moment it works like that. So this is very nice. The community in general, I was very happy to meet many people from around Germany. I don't get don't get to see them very often. Many people are from Essen, which is pretty far away, or from the part in Germany over there. This is the bigger community, and I'm always very happy to meet this group of people, and also the other people from Nuremberg and stuff. So the second part I wanted to talk about is the organization, first of all, and the location. I will start with the location. The location was the German Spielerarchiv, it's called, Deutsche Spielerarchiv. This is something like a museum for board games, which is quite interesting location. And it's pretty cool that something like that exists, especially because I'm also a big board game fan and play board games a lot. And the location was very big, and we had very much space, and the tables were very good set up, such that you had very much space to play your games without sitting on top of each other or something like that. This is not obvious, and the chairs are also very good. I'm used to Magic the Gathering tournaments where sometimes the location is quite bad, so this was very good in my opinion. The one problem this location was missing was something where you could get snacks and food and drinks, and yeah, this is not really normal for an event where 88 people are attending it over 2 days, so you need something where you can sell drinks, at least drinks or some snacks, and maybe even food. So but this is harder to get in Germany, so food, you need some licenses and things like that. Another person from the tournament is Lars, who also has a channel called Furchtbares Gaming on YouTube. He did also a review in this kind of manner like I do now, and I will post it in the top, you can see it here, in the top right corner. And so about the organization, the only thing which does not regard the judges is like the printer, which was broken at some point. That wasn't such a big deal. We had to put the brake one round before that, so we didn't really lose that much time because of that. So it's quite unfortunate if that happens, but yeah, a big in my opinion, a big problem in this tournament was part of the judge team. The rulings were quite unfortunate, I would say. I will start by one ruling in the first round where Nationals map with the fog spaces was kind of ruled in the wrong way, that you weren't able to throw someone with Puchan into the fog area, into the first field of the fog area. This is possible by the rules, but the judge overruled this ruling in 2 cases, I think, which is a wrong overruling. Which could maybe cost someone a game or something like that. These things shouldn't happen. But the good thing about that was that at the second round he made an announcement which made it clear and made it correct after that. So this is something that's very important. If you do a mistake, you stand behind it and tell that it's the other way around and you did a mistake. So this was very good. But 2 other things I wanted to mention here is that shouldn't happen in competitive tournaments like that, especially at something big like national championship. At the second round, my game went into extra turns, and the neighboring table was also in the extra turns. So before that, and there was everywhere it was mentioned that if the time ends, you have 3 extra turns, 2 to 3 extra turns. So this means the player who start, so that everybody has the same number of turns. So because of that, you have 2 to 3. But after the second round, the judge came over when the time was over, the head judge, and told us that we now have 0 to 1 extra turn. And I was kind of furious about that and said, so why 0 to 1? The ruling is 2 to 3 normally. He said to me that he didn't want to be there all day, so he wanted to change it to 0 to 1. And this is a thing that you really cannot do. This is you cannot do things like that, in my opinion. This is such a high stakes tournament, and you cannot just randomly change a rule which maybe would save 20 minutes at the end. Who cares about 20 minutes? And change something important like that. This may, because the decisions are based around this. You also build your team based around such a decision. Maybe if I would have known that there are 0 to 1 extra turns, I would have built a team which can win faster than that. Because this is quite important, especially if you can only play 5 to 6 turns in this game. And if you have 1 turn less, this is quite a big deal. So you shouldn't change any base rules of the tournament, in my opinion, during the tournament. This is nearly never done in Magic the Gathering tournaments, and they have experience over 20 years, so this is something, a border you should nearly never cross. And something that is also in the same manner was that the number of rounds was changed in between the tournament because of some delays. We were pretty slow, and the judge decided before round 3, I think, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think before round 3, that the number of rounds will be reduced to 6 instead of 7. Yeah, this is something that was discussed on Facebook quite a lot, and this is also something, in my opinion, that shouldn't be done. If the tournament is delayed, it's delayed. That's the people are there for 2 days, so that for most people it doesn't really matter. They go to their hotels at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. It's not a big deal. And you can also go home normally at that time. So if you go to a tournament, you have to expect that it can go longer. So you shouldn't arguing that, yeah, we don't want to stay here for a long time, but the people come here for 100, more than 100 and 200 or 300 kilometers to play the German National Championship once a year, and they like to play this game, so they won't mind if they have to stay longer, as long as the spirit of the tournament is like, yeah, you don't do something to that, because this changes a lot if you reduce the number of rounds. Maybe past decisions you had done would be wrong because of that. If you drew a game, or you lost already 2 games or something like that. So I don't want to go into details here, but this is kind of the important thing here. And this is what I want to tell about the judges. I hope this will be done better in future tournaments. So yeah. Another thing I wanted to tell about some miscellaneous stuff. One very funny thing was the very long game in the top 16 where a friend of mine who I taught Krosmaster a couple of months before that, he was on the top 16 and he managed to play a 2.5 hour game with his Vampiro team against Qatar, which was quite interesting, especially because after 80 minutes of game, I think they had no double rolled yet. So they probably didn't want to take doubles at that point, but even without wanting to take them, it's quite unlikely that you don't roll the 11% chance of rolling a double after 80 minutes. So this was quite ridiculous and very fun. We had to wait for a long time because of that, but that's what happens. So that's not a big deal. And another very good thing, in my opinion, was the deck list of the top 8 in Germany. In Spain, there were, I think, 3 Malibu teams and 3 Duke Rex teams, so this was quite of stale, I would say, like very. And in Germany, they were very varied teams. There were in the top 8, there were 8 different teams based on many different Crossmasters: Free Ghost, Mercator, Qatar, Black Crow, Vampiro, and many more. So this was very amazing. This shows that the meta game is kind of healthy at the moment. So the boss rule change was probably a good idea, I would say. Otherwise, we would have faced many Black Crow teams, in my opinion. I'm also not sure if Black Krause is like the best team at the moment. Many people tell that it's very good, but I don't know if it would be very good. Why not more people played it at the national championship? I'm not sure about it. At the moment, I'm playing pretty often Black Crow, but I cannot say if it's like the best team or one of the best. It's probably one of the best, but I wouldn't say it's overpowered or something, and or you need to change something because Cannibal Jarf is kind of not a very good figurine, in my opinion. But if you have to go for it, you have to go for it. So let's see. Did I mention everything I want? Probably. I hope you enjoyed the last part of my nationals overview. At the end, I wanted to say thank you to Stefan, Basti, and Andre for borrowing me a Ferris in different rounds of the tournament. I also want to thank you to my first round opponent who borrowed me a core after I did manage to find my core in my backpack. So that was kind of nice. And I'm also quite happy to be part of this amazing national team, and I'm so pumped to play the World Championship with Markus, Andre, and Mark. And I also wanted to say a big thanks to my lovely girlfriend for the amazing support she always gives me. And she also managed to reach the top 32 of the nationals and was close to being top 16, so she also had a good shot. And obviously I am very happy about being the new German national champion. This was an amazing tournament overall, and I had so much fun there, and it was an amazing time. You can always check out the second part of this video series on the left side if you click on the left. And as usual, you can like me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter. Bye, see you next time.